Okay, great. I think I'm live. I think I did better microphone things this time, so you should hear me. No silly 2 minutes of silence. I'll give this a couple minutes for people to jump on, and then, yeah, interesting day. We have a closed day today, kind of out of the blue as well, right? Biden announced it early this week, right? So today is for Jimmy Carter. Honestly, Jimmy Carter seems like a pretty good guy, so I feel like I'm okay with we'll take the pause for the man. So, um, am I live? Do people hear and see me? You know, I'm pretty bad at the internet. No, it looks like I'm alive and live. Okay, let's just do this. All right, let's go. Lovely. I see that chat. Thank you. So we'll do what we normally do, right? So we're gonna start with the indices. I'll start getting to a couple tickers I want to excuse me. I want to review. If you have tickers you want me to look at, throw them in the chat. Hopefully we'll be here for about 30 minutes, give or take, right? So look, I don't know if you saw my quantum video, right? But I was very concerned to say the least, all right? And really, I've always said this, right? We care about the ocean. All right, I'm not here buying QQQ. I don't do options. I'm not doing SPY puts or calls. That's really not my game. I am buying and selling 3 to 5 letter tickers, right? I have no money in the indices at all, but believe me, I'm checking the weather before I go outside, right? And to me, this is how you tell if it's raining, if it's snowing, or if it's a beautiful sunny day, right? And things went, and I mean, you can see it, right? It went from beautiful, beautiful sunny days and real good goods to all of a sudden, I don't know. All of a sudden, I don't know, and things got scary, right? And look, I'm a tech guy, right? I really enjoy flipping tech stocks. I think they just generally have more volume. And NASDAQ was looking good. But just like we do ticker sectors, we have the index sectors, right? And all of a sudden, S&P 500 was actually looking worse than NASDAQ, and Dow Jones was looking even worse than S&P 500 along with NASDAQ, right? So all of a sudden, I have to tell myself, hey, I get that NASDAQ's looking good, but the sector, the indices are not. And you know what? When one goes up, it pulls the rest. When one goes down, it pulls the rest, right? Everything I say, it matters the way up and it matters the way down, right? So that's really been the theme I feel like for the last maybe 2 weeks, especially just literally looking at Nasdaq, right? The last look at that, actually almost a month, right? This week, and now this week, right? So almost a full 4 weeks. There was concern, but decent, and the other ones were concern and more downtrend than horizontal, and way more downtrend, barely any horizontal, right? So that's what really was going on with me in the Nasdaq, right? Again, when the Nasdaq is good, all the little random tech stocks that we buy are gonna do really well. All right, I know everyone was, man, chart readers on YouTube went from 3,000 to 6,000 subscribers. I feel like overnight. And I swear it was mainly quantum people. And you know, it's funny. I always find the hot sector on the way up. I always talk about it on the way down. And I love the fact that people don't leave. You know what I mean? Like, we're not here to fall in love. And I'm telling you, it wasn't quantum that was good. It was NASDAQ. And quantum just happened to be the hottest one. My cat's at the door. Let me let her out. Are you going out? What are you doing? I'm talking to the people. Oh my gosh. All right. She's going to bother us in about 5 minutes, I'm sure. So again, now all of a sudden, the big comment was this doji right here. All right. And hey, I know I'm going a little longer on the indices. I see all the tickers in the comments. Keep throwing your tickers. We're going to go through every single one and then the ones I have in my head, right? But this was the doji that mattered the most on NASDAQ. All right. And what it was two things. It was us losing the 8, trying to get back over, losing the 8, trying to get back over. This was the uncertain moment. All right. A doji just means I don't look. It's a 7 hour trading day. And in 7 hours, if you look at the green number, that's the close, the first one's the open. In 7 hours, we moved $13 on the NASDAQ. That is uncertainty at the loudest. You know what I mean? So people said, I don't know today. Let's see the truth tomorrow. And man, you start with a gap up here and you end down there. That's a bad candle. That's a scary, scary bad candle. And that ripple, look, I'm never here to tell you what I'm holding. Sometimes it slips, it really does, but everything. I sold everything. I sold everything on this right here. This was scary to me, and this to me started making me say, you know what? S&P 500 is actually trying to maybe lose the 50 and come to the 100. Dow Jones has already lost the 50, already came to the 100, already has now tried 3 times to hold it. And man, I don't know. I see too much green, green, green. Let me just draw this line, right? Let's just say we lose that. Nothing, 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 green, green, green will be a fast red, red, red all the way down there, right? So that's really what happened to NASDAQ. And that is what rippled across the other tickers, all right? So I think that's kind of the end right here for my index thoughts. Let's do this. Let's end it here. So let's look at the weekly chart on the NASDAQ, all right? Since we've been climbing, all right, we've actually only slipped below the 21s. You can maybe say twice right here, right? But the 20 has actually been a good weekly line. It feels like we've been over the 8 for a good while, we're going to come to the 20. We've been over the 8 for a good while, we're going to come to the 20. We've been over the 8 for a while, we're probably going to come to the 20. That's the golden line as well. I don't know if we're going to lose the 20 and come to the 50. For now, my thoughts are no. But again, you know I'm a short-term dude, not a long-term dude, right? So I can see some bad happening here, all right? When we look at S&P 500 on the weekly, we might lose the 20 and come to the 50. And again, you know that's going to start to make me think, oh man, are we going to lose the 20 and go to the 50 on the NASDAQ, right? And then I'm sure you can guess it before I show it. Oh, I guessed incorrectly. Look at that. You can tell how live this is. We actually haven't even lost the 20 to the 50 just yet on the Dow Jones. So I guess maybe that makes me feel a little more comfortable. But hey, if both the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones lose them both at the same time, I could see that being like double concerning on the NASDAQ, right? So really interesting to see the daily Dow Jones so much lower than the S&P 500, but the weekly's at the same place. I don't really know if that means something. I actually legit don't, but interesting. Cool. I think that's going to be the end of this. Real quick, what I'm trying to do is see how long I've been talking for so I can chapter it well. Give me a sec. How long have we been going? Oh, that's not bad at all. Oh, no, wait. That's the average watch time. I'm so bad at technology. I'll figure this out later. Let's keep going. I don't want to stall this. So here's the next thing I wanted to do. So I'm going to go over some of the more normal tickers. Damn, I'm so bad at technology. Where's my thing? Oh my gosh, here it is. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Okay, let me go through the quantum and the AI tickers. After that, we'll jump into the comment ones right now. All right. Let's go through quantum first. Okay. I don't know if you watched my quantum video or not. The one thing I'm going to repeat from the video, okay? I normally start up here. Every ticker, every sector, doesn't matter if it's 3 letters, 5 letters, or 4 letters, right? What caught my eye was volume, okay? We crushed this thing. And let's even just zoom out a little bit more if you want. You can basically go all the way from November, all right? But it's a lot easier to see it from right here. We crushed it on Regati. The entire time we were destroying or at the bare minimum at that 50 line. And I think I say bare minimum at as I zoom out a little bit more. But all of these are easy destroying the white line. Yo, this candle right here, and look in the box over there, this candle right here was the first one where I clearly see a lot of white, a little baby strip of black, and then the top of that green candle. All right. This was the first day in what felt like a 2 month stretch that we couldn't even hit the 50-day volume line. I think it's a little easier to see right there. Yo, that was loud. And I'm not saying if you see that, you're going to get a minus 45 day. If you watch my video, I actually didn't even think we were going to lose 45. I did say I think we might come down here, but I kind of thought we would maybe go there, then there, right? Like I wasn't expecting that crazy gap down. Anyone that's like, stuff like that's not predictable, but danger is foreseeable. Right? I started the video with I check the weather before I go outside, right? I'm not gonna wear flip-flops and shorts in a blizzard. That's just silly, right? You gotta kind of do that when we're looking at these little tickers, especially if you're a short-term guy or gal like I am, right? Like, hey, I know a lot of people were saying let's go long on quant. Quant is the future, this and that. Listen, I bit the apple so hard on 3D printing. I thought I would have a 3D printer in my house today that when I broke a glass, I'd print a new one. When I broke this or that or a new toy for some baby, I'm not gonna go buy one. I'm just gonna make one right here. Man, we're probably still decades from that. You know what I mean? And I think the future is foreseeable. The time between then and now actually might lose you more money, especially if you're not a true long. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so again, I'm gonna go through these quant ones quick. Everything I'm saying is dictated by NASDAQ. All right, if NASDAQ actually could look, this is a doji right here. For all we know, that's the same doji as that, and we're gonna get a big green candle, right? I think these are a little scary, but hey, we're kind of close to the 30 on the R. There are arguments to say this 50 is going to hold and the 50 is not going to hold. There's also, I hate the phrase dead cat bounce, but there's maybe a dead cat bounce where like it's bouncing because you dropped it, but it's dead and it's not going to really do anything, right? So, hey, maybe we'll bounce a little bit more like we have, but if NASDAQ loses this red line, if NASDAQ goes below 19,300, bad things will happen. If NASDAQ goes over 19,700, good things will happen. All right. So with all that, we're going to run through the big six of the quants and then we'll go through the AIs. If NASDAQ fails, Rigatti's coming down to 614 really fast. And truth be told, that green is the exact same as all that green. I love chasing channels up like this. That's a good spacing, that's a bad spacing, that's a bad spacing, that's a bad spacing down, right? There are fast movements down, especially with not a lot of educated resistances I can draw, and all of them are basically these lines, right? My wife let my cat in. Hi, meow. Right, so right now I really think 614, 615 makes a lot of sense on Rigatti. Maybe we'll come back up to 17 if NASDAQ goes up. I wouldn't think we're getting back over the 8 just yet. Clearly, this is just one candle. You know I always say confirmation and don't overreact on a single candle. I'm reacting to NASDAQ, not any specific ticker, all right? We'll go to the next one, which is IONQ. Yo, I'm shocked. I can't believe we gapped down below these two lines, let alone close below the 50 here. Obviously, the percent number was smaller than Rigatti, but I'm shocked that we had such a strong line and we came down here. Again, to me, this is a true NASDAQ reaction on a green, red with the exact same channel spacing, right? So I thought these two lines would hold just a little better than they actually did. You know my thought, right? If you're gonna break the 50, you're gonna go to the 100 up. If you lose this 50, my next thought is you're coming down to 20. That's another 33. Yo, I think it will go down further, and I think it will come down to 20, especially if I think that NASDAQ is going to come down. Look, maybe there's a dead cat bounce, right? And that's why I was kind of talking. If this thing can go up from 19.4 to 19.7, hey, maybe we're on IONQ. Maybe we can bounce back either to the 50 right here at 32, maybe even try to regain as much as 36. That's actually a 20% gain if that happens, right? But I'm here for sustainability, right? I'm here to say, yo, let's break them all and fly. I'm worried that we're sustaining a downtrend right now. And as easy as it is for me to say, hey, don't worry, we're going to go down here, we're going to use the 20 like we should, and we're going to go back up, right? I'm a little worried. We're just going to use this, we're just going to use that, and then we're going to go back down, right? So to me, until NASDAQ figures it out, yo, these really have a good chance of coming down to the 200. I'm for real. You know I'm not here to spread fear. You know, that's not my game, right? I for real think every one of these quantums will go down to the 200. Maybe somewhere in between the 100 and the 200 is realistic, but yeah, Jensen didn't do this. This is not because Jensen said, Jens, I don't know how to say his name. I'm not pretending I do, right? But the guy said 15, 20 years. Listen to me. I said this. Voice. He is an important voice. I said this yesterday morning, all right? He is an important voice, all right? Everyone knows. I just talked about 3D printing. If 3D printing isn't ready yet, you think quantum computers are going to be ready tomorrow, right? Like, NASDAQ matters more than Jensen. Jensen gets hit by a bus tomorrow. Someone else is running NVIDIA. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen. I'm not here wishing bad on anyone, right? But NASDAQ will never die. And if NASDAQ says, I think I'm ready to lose some moving averages, I don't care if Jensen said, I'm going all in with my life savings in quantum. Jensen, I don't know how to say it. He does not outweigh the NASDAQ. Everything turns red and green. Everything. I'm here talking about parabolic ups. I'm here ready for the parabolic downs. Green turns to red. Some dude's opinion about the timing isn't what happened. Just my opinions. Those aren't facts. That's just some dude talking to a microphone live to all of you right now, right? Let me know if you disagree, please, right? But believe me, Jensen isn't the reason this fell 39%. Jensen isn't the reason this fell 36%. Jensen isn't the reason this fell 43%. Jensen is not the reason SoundHound dropped this. It's because it lost the 8, it lost the 20, it's heading to the 50 as the NASDAQ does the same, right? Jensen isn't the reason RR was crushing it. RR hit the resistance, couldn't go further because NASDAQ couldn't let it go further. And I'm telling you people, let me know if you disagree. These are just some random dude's opinions, right? But this is for real. And you know what? I want to do this. I really liked Plug, all right? I had a decent amount of money in Plug. I'm never here to tell you what my money's in, all right? One more time, just in case you're coming in late. Everything. I have now sold everything, okay? Let's zoom out on Plug. Plug goes from resistance, support, let's go. We break all, we are flying. We've got the healthiest MACD, positive RSI. Volume was growing. Plug was ready to go to this line. Plug was ready to go from 250 to 4 something for sure. Nothing's for sure. Nothing's guaranteed. I got no crystal ball. I will tell you, I loved it on my the 1. I loved it on my the 2. And let's be honest, I loved it on the chart readers we're looking at right now. Okay? I let go. I was sad to let go. All right? I was. No single individual ticker outweighs the fear of the NASDAQ. I said this too, and I'm going to say it one more time. Friday. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Ah, green tomorrow. Said this yesterday. Whoa, it's just a little bit lower. I guarantee you there are going to be stocks that are green tomorrow, right? I said this, I thought today was going to be the open day, right? He was talking about Friday. I said it right there. They're 100%. I guarantee you, right? Something's going to run to 30%. Some YouTube dude's going to say, or some YouTube gal's going to be like, yo, I called it, blah, 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 blah. Yo, I'm waiting for the oceans to be calm. It is the most boring thing to do. I haven't said it in a while, but it's true. Crap. Oh wow, look how far I got. Look, I'm a gambler. I love to gamble. I'm doing nothing right now. All right. Even the best of the best setups, yo, it's going to be hard. Maybe this thing runs. And hey, I'll be a little bit sad. It's still for sure over all the moving averages. There's a bunch of things you can still kind of maybe say positive, right? But oh man, so look, I flew through the quantum stocks and really didn't talk much about them. I think I liked what I did with this. I'm going to kind of start going back to the comments and do that, all right? That was a good little rant. Yo, I enjoyed that real quick. I actually really did. DDOG is the first one. All right, let's come here. DDOG. Datadog. Yo, I don't know Datadog actually. Oh man, dude, Datadog was crushing it for a bit. Oh, interesting. Look, I would say if Datadog can get over a buck 52, let's just call it, I think that's an interesting one actually. I don't know Datadog well. I can see it falling to buck 30 though, right? Because again, green, 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 red, 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 NASDAQ going down, the word data's in it, right? So it's already a tech stock for sure. You lose the 50, you're going to come to the 100, right? So not a lot of support in that right there too, right? Actually, legit no support in that. So yeah, I have to see it coming to a buck 30. Otherwise, like I said, you need to bounce on the 50, right? Again, if NASDAQ goes up, you got a decent shot at maybe 147. Personally, I think it's coming to a buck 30. Where's your weekly at? Yeah, buck 30 for sure. Again, look at that right there, right? This is an interesting ticker. I actually don't know Datadog. I'll keep that one in my back pocket actually. VRT is the next one. VRT. Ah, this right here is my plug comment. Scoops, yo. I liked plug a lot. I would have for sure said I love this. Look at that, right? It's trying to get over all the moving averages. Yo, that's a nice gap up candle. Over 50% of the candle too. Positive MACD, healthy RSI. NASDAQ messed this up. Oh, VRT. Yo, I don't know VRT. Those are two good tickers actually. MU, I already know because I was texting a buddy with this thing. MU, I saw this one go, and I don't know if there's a lot of red, 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 green, green, green on this one. And maybe this one can do a little bit of silliness, but in my eyes, this is a real stock right here. This isn't a silly little ticker right here, right? So to me, this is gonna follow the NASDAQ, right? Maybe there's a push to a buck 10 if NASDAQ does okay. But yeah, I actually thought MU was gonna break them all and fly, and it actually never did, which is a little disappointing, right? But yeah, I still think Micron's a decent company. I really do. I know that like I think this was the accounting one if I'm not mistaken, right? I don't really have too many tickers, but again, NASDAQ. I'm looking at NASDAQ with all three of those. I actually really liked those first two, actually. I don't know them very well. Yo, Holo. I saw Holo after hours. I know a lot of people got excited. I'll show it right now, right? So we closed regular hours 212. We run after hours, right? That's a good run. We were from down there. I for sure saw it, right? I think my comment with Holo basically is sometimes when the market does bad, silly tickers do well. All right. I say that with love. I say that with no disrespect if you really like this ticker. But to me, Holo is a silly ticker. And maybe this thing can do some decent things, right? When the market does poorly. But yeah, to me, I see more worry around us than good. And I think the underlying message really is just caution, right? But let's look at it after hours real quick. Right now, we got back over these two lines, right? So there is nothing but red, 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 green, 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 red, red, red. I think the maybe is actually coming up to 4 here. Where are we to this? Maybe 315, 320 is probably the next wall. But yeah, if this thing can break 320, I think there's a real good shot at it it basically comes to like 411, 415, give or take, which actually isn't a bad 33% move. I think as I'm saying those words, look, an alert is not an immediate buy notification, but yeah, let me know if the holo breaks 319. Again, to me, I think this one's maybe a consideration just because this one's more of a silly ticker. And again, I say that with love and no disrespect. Then I think it's worth looking at stuff, if you get what I'm saying, all right? RAPT, I don't know that one. RAPT, that's tough. I think look at this thing, right? I see it right here. I'm just zooming out. Oh my goodness. The last real time we were over that blue 100 moving average line was in February, right? And hey, even after, oh man, that's a struggle. This line struggles with the blue. Sorry, this stock struggles with the blue line. You can even argue since back here was maybe oh man, this stock doesn't like the 100 moving average. It's really weird. Like I see more of that line than I should, especially over the last while. Man, if this can get over, where are you? 191. I like that line. I think it's 191. Maybe it's 201. I don't think 201's a bad line pending your risk reward tolerance. Look, at the moment I am seeing it reject this line, right? It must hold the 20. I would be very worried if this loses a buck 30. Yeah, basically a buck 30. If you lose a buck 30, you're going back down to all-time high, all-time low, excuse me. My cat's at the door again. What are you doing? She just let you back in. Oh my gosh. Are you coming in now? Oh my gosh. All right, there's a party at the door. Everyone wants to get in. My wife also needs some attention. I don't know how long we've been going for. Let's do a few more tickers. Damn, there's a lot of tickers. All right, let's do this. I got you all. My wife's too good. She gives me way more time for you all than I ever would have expected. Oh man, Planet Labs. Yo, this was a decent setup. This was a decent setup, right? And believe me, I want to tell you, break 430 and this thing will run again. I think I gotta believe we're probably gonna come down to 320-ish. If I had to guess. Again, I like this ticker setup, right? I do not know Planet Labs. I have no idea what they do. Aerospace defense. I actually legit still like it over 430. I do. My problem is even if it got over 430, I still got too much NASDAQ concern, right? So legit, look, again, I'm expecting, hopefully I'm wrong, right? Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm expecting NASDAQ to lose the 50 and head towards the 100. If you're any tech stock and if you're not going that way, I gotta believe you are, right? But yo, I like the ticker setup. Problem is, I don't like the conditions around us. OPTT, I think this is a holo level ticker. I think this is potentially a little bit of a silly one. I don't know this one too well, but I have been watching this thing climb actually, and I don't know what to think here. I'm actually not sure if this is a real tech company. And I say real with love and no disrespect, right? But I don't know if this one's real and should be following the NASDAQ, or like there's a little bit of me maybe in this silliness one, and you know, it can keep going, right? But you can see I've had some lines on this thing, and there actually weren't that bad of lines right now, right? Do I have anything above it? I mean, at this point, that's the next obvious line right there, right? So if silly things keep happening, I can see it coming at 210. I'm curious, is this where we're at right now? Ah, look at that. It's at least something we wicked. I wouldn't draw that line, but it makes sense that we wicked that. 210 is actually what would be next, and I think all it really needs to do is get over a buck 23. I'll set a buck 23 alert. And again, an alert is not an immediate buy notification, but it's definitely a check it out. Again, I don't know if this is NASDAQ or silly. If you know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for on this. Otherwise, hey, I could see it coming to 46, right? That's a fast green, green, green. That's a bad fall to that, and then maybe a slip a little bit below that, because even after that, there's not that much in between these two lines right there. Um, okay, BBAI got awarded a government contract. Yo, I hear it. I do. I will give them a golf clap. I covered this one a couple days ago. I can't believe Palantir is here. I can't believe SoundHound is here. Believe me when I say if those are there, I know this is going to keep on going. I know this is going to keep on going, and I mean down. Until those first two pick it back. Big Bear AI and Guard Force AI are follow the leader tickers. All right. I don't know if this government contract's big enough to really like give them more clout. I'm not pretending I do or don't, but yeah, these are follow the leader tickers. And right now, the two leaders are not looking good. Those are going to follow NASDAQ for sure. So yeah, I'm really, really worried on the lower level AI tickers, right? To say that, right? So BBAI, yep, I'm telling you, huge contract. Yo, I see it, and I'm just going through these, right? I'm not sure it's gonna moon tomorrow. I'll be real honest with you. If NASDAQ goes down, if it pulls Palantir and SoundHound with it, otherwise, if NASDAQ makes that 19,700 recovery, maybe we can go to 360 or maybe even as high as 4. I wouldn't bet on us going higher than 4, even if NASDAQ tries to do a little bounce to that 19.7. Honestly, I would expect this thing to come down to 270, in all honesty. Um, Face reveal. Listen, I don't know when I'm going to do the face reveal. I would love to do a face reveal. I'll be real honest with you. I'll figure that out. I don't want to get in trouble at work. And, I live in LA, man. I don't want, there's a little bit of scary in LA, right? So for now, I'm just a voice, and I hope you can feel my smile as I'm saying words. Okay, Fubo. Let's talk about Fubo a bit. Fubo's an interesting one. All right. So I remember this moment like it was yesterday. All right. So Fubo ends up winning a court case against Disney back in August. All right. Disney has more money than a lot of countries in the world. And to beat their high powered lawyers, yo, that's no joke. I for real thought Fubo was going to break all and fly. I'm surprised it didn't, surprised it didn't, surprised it didn't, saw it trying and surprised it came down. All of a sudden, Disney buys Fubo. Hilarious. All right, for real. The only company that was trying to shut down your streaming service all of a sudden is now part of your company. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, I personally believe I'm going to start paying to watch sports not that long from now. Breaks my heart a little bit, actually. But Fubo, I will be honest, I don't know what to think about this one, because yo, getting acquired by Disney is a really big thing, right? So I think maybe this one will have a little bit of momentum to maybe survive. It's got to stay over 440. If it loses 440, I think the technicals can do some bad things and maybe drop it to 340. That would be a bad fall, right? But if this can actually get back over, man, it's even hard to find that line. Where are you? No, it's too high. Where are you? 550. If this can get back over 550, I think there's a real shot at maybe even 7, give or take, right there. Fubo is an interesting fundamental on top of some. I can't believe the technicals didn't happen, actually. High Tide and CGC. Honestly, with those, I'm very much looking at the Dow Jones. I love this setup. You know I did. I made a yearly video saying I love the setup of High Tide. If Dow Jones doesn't do well, it's going to be hard for High Tide to do well, all right? And then with that, CGC is about to lose our death line. If you break the golden line up, I'm expecting you to make 20% after 20% after 20%. If you lose the death line down, I expect you to lose 20% after 20% after 20%. Next stop, in my opinion, is 30 cents below that line. That's roughly 20%. No, 60 cents below that line. That'll put us at $2.22. I imagine CGC will be there in the next few days, if I had to guess, sometime next week, just my working guess. Archer, I had some money in Archer. I for sure thought we were going to take off on this candle. Look at that. The high of the day was 1151. The close of the day was 1151. MACD positive. RSI healthy. RSI was even higher not that long ago. I was ready to fly with Archer. I had to unload because of the NASDAQ. I would love to catch this one if it find stability. My concern is SOUN. My concern is we're going to lose these two and we're going to head to the thing down there. Obviously not the same set. Oops. ACHR? Wow, Archer. Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong with my ticker? ARCH? Wow. Let's spell the word. How am I getting the ticker wrong? ACHR. Duh. Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to do that same chart. We're going to lose this one and then head down to 733 is actually my guess. You lose 733 and all of a sudden 5's a big realistic thing behind there. I loved this candle. If you saw this candle and got excited, I did too. Unfortunately, market had other plans for our money, you know? OCGN, oh, this is ugly. This is ugly. This is about to lose all 5 and head down, down, down. Oh, I have a line here. I think this is going to come to 64 cents. I do. Yeah, maybe this, if it can get over 1, hey, that's a decent 25% channel. I think we're heading down to 64 cents. I do not like OCGN. I don't like how the market looks, let alone how this thing looks against the moving averages. Joby's another one like Arch. Joby, this was a beautiful candle. I was ready to go with this one. I'm a little surprised it kept going up, but yeah, I think Joby's going to be kind of following the rest. Joby is doing a little bit better than Archer. That's actually obvious. I just covered that one, right? But yeah, I think to me, I got to follow the NASDAQ with this one. And hey, I think this one's a little bit like the quantum world as well. We're really nowhere near any of this thing happening, right? Super cool. I love the what do you call it? I saw the face for radio comment and that screwed me over. But no, believe me, I believe one day I will be in a flying car, right? And complaining about traffic in the air instead of the ground, right? But yeah, you get it. Cool. I think I got through all of the dude, I promise you, Fubo/ESPN will for sure charge us $70 a month one day. I already feel it. All right. Face for Radio did get me, actually. Cool. Hey, my wife needs some attention. My kitties need some attention. Actually, my belly needs a little attention. I think I'm a little hungry here. Hey, I enjoyed this so much. I'll chapter this out. My goal is to do this a little bit more consistently, and we'll find schedule.